Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to my first video. I apologise off the bat for the poor audio, and I'll try and fix that up for the next video. Now I thought I'd kick things off with a really simple but effective post-processing tutorial. Mainly as a sports photographer, I try and deliver images really quickly during and after an event, and it's hard, even though I try a lot. Not all images are going to turn out the way that you want them straight off the camera, so I need to do a quick edit on the go. And for this edit I'll be using Photoshop CS, and I also use Lightroom on occasions, but I just find that Photoshop works a lot better when you're in a hurry. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up the original image. So I go File, Open, find the original image. I'm going to use a shot from the soccer on the weekend. Excuse me. We'll open that up, and here it is. This was shot with a Nikon D3 and a 70-200 f2.8. I was behind the goals towards the corner post, and even at 200mm it still needs a bit of a crop just to really get in and show the action. So the first thing I'm going to do is select the crop tool. Now I'm going to hold it down, and I'm just going to drag all the way down over the entire image so the whole image is selected. Now I'm going to hold shift, and I'm going to drag it down from the top left corner of the marquee, just do about an inch above his head, just about, probably about there. And I'm going to do the same with the bottom right, drag it up and just below his foot there. And now I'm going to double click the crop. Now the reason that I do the crop this way is basically that it ensures the original dimensions of the photo stay the same. So it's not going to be a square crop or a rectangle crop. It's going to be the same dimensions as a regular photo should be. So I'm pretty happy with that. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Control L to bring up the levels panel. And the exposure on the image, you can see, is pretty much bang on, but as you can tell, the darks down here need a bit of darkening. So I could just use auto levels here, which would work well, as you can see. But I'm not going to do that. It's pretty simple just to set it yourself. I'm going to drag the dark tab here down into the peaks, probably just about there. Looks good about there. Then I'm going to grab the shadows tool here, the shadows arrow here, sorry, and I'm just going to bring it over to the left a bit just to bring up some definition back in those shadows, mainly around his eyes here. As you can tell, they're getting a bit dark, so I'll just bring it up just a tad. That's right, there's good. I'm just going to hit OK. You can play around on this, obviously, depending on your photo. If it's too dark, you're going to have to bring the levels up, the shadows and the lights. If it's too light, obviously bring the shadows down, or the levels down, the darkening down, sorry. But I think that exposure now looks pretty much spot on with the levels. So I'm just going to grab that tool, and I'm going to go to Filter and bring it down to Sharpen and Unsharp Mask. Now the reason that I do this is that even though the image is pretty sharp already, I find that it just gives the image a really nice feel overall, and there's really no reason not to do it, unless you've set your camera to sharpen the image in the camera, which I don't recommend anyway. So what I'm going to do is I always set the radius to 0.6. I've played around with the setting for a while, and I just find that it works perfectly every time, so I'm going to leave that at 0.6. And I normally set the amount to either 50, 75 or 100. This seems fairly sharp already, so I'm just going to leave it at 50, and it looks really good now. And I think now it looks pretty much spot on, and now you can save the image. So there you have it. Just I'll bring it into 50% here just to show you. There's the image, and if we bring it back to how we began, started with that and finished with an image like that, and it looks fantastic. So there it is, just a really quick and easy post-processing technique. Takes about 15 seconds in total. It works great for me on the go, having to edit 10 images in a matter of 5 minutes, so it really works well. And hopefully this helped you out, so feel free to leave any comments or questions in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks.